Welcome back, everybody, to Wake and Bake News, where we like to make sure you stay lit and stay informed. Whew, I'm your host, PaperSin, and I'm awake. I'm baked. I'm baked. And I'm here to bring you some news. So, what is the worst possible punishment you can think of for someone? Go ahead. Let me know. Why you think of that worst possible punishment? I'm gonna show you a trick. Watch this. Watch this. I can make my hand disappear. Ooh. 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 All right. So anyway, what's the worst possible punishment you could think of? Now compare it to death by firing squad. Do you think that one was worse, or the one that you came up with was worse? With no biases. Don't be biased. I see you being biased over there. Just because it was your original idea doesn't mean that it was better, bitch. But anyway, death by firing squad is actually what a TikToker is facing. Yes, people have nuisance streamed too close to the sun. Yeah. Here, let's check this out. We got a video here by Atozy. It says, hold on. That's not. There we go. The TikTok influencer facing death by firing squad. We're gonna check it out. Links will be in the description below. Let's get it. What did they do? Holy, like, what did they do?
It's not every day you wake up and you see influencer. It's not every day you wake up and you see influencer facing by firing squad in 2026. So obviously, I wanted to know everything about this case and how we even landed here. Because apparently she thought that she found the perfect online romance. And instead, just weeks after landing in Dubai, her boyfriend had his life taken. She was sitting in jail.
Y'all went to Dubai for what? And also, what is with this little flash thing going on with this? Anyway, y'all went to Dubai together, and my guy, like, but y'all, I bet y'all pulled off some bullshit thinking I'm an American, I'm an influencer, I'm pretty much God here. I can do whatever I want and not get in trouble. Y'all did some bullshit like that, didn't you? And then that's why he got killed. And then she did some shit. What do you say?
Life taken. She was sitting in jail, charged with that crime. After landing in Dubai, her boyfriend had his life taken. She was sitting in jail, charged with that crime, and she was claiming that she acted in self-defense. Now she's facing one of the toughest legal systems in the world. So
her boyfriend didn't just have his life taken. She took his life. Is your life worth it? So you tell me, fam. Is your life worth it? I mean, death by firing squad? What'd you do? Okay. Wait, what you mean? No. Is it worth it for what? Like, is it worth going through death by firing squad? I agree. No. But is your life worth it for winning millions of dollars through a lottery or some shit? Sure. Hell yeah.
Let's break down.
Like, if you would win. Yeah.
On what exactly happened. When I first saw the headlines, I assumed this was going to be like another straightforward influencer crime story, but the more I looked into this case, the less straightforward it became. Because right now, there are two very different stories being told. On one side, you have the prosecutors in Dubai who charged the 23-year-old British influencer, Brooke George, with...
So she killed her boyfriend after they got to Dubai. What did he do to piss her off? And like, why did she want to... Like, women are crazy. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful out there. You ever chase your dream and started with your dream, never took the first step? Oh yeah, you still have a chance. You still have time. You're still alive.
Premeditated after her boyfriend, William Treby, had his life taken away. If she's convicted, she's facing...
Yeah, 500 subs on the line if you need content for the next 20 minutes. Download Mecha Chameleon and win a round.
The ultimate consequences under the UAE law. And on the other side, you have Brooke, her family, and the advocacy group representing her. And they say this was not premeditated at all. They say that she was trying to survive an abusive attack and acted in self-defense. And the difficult part here is, at least publicly, we haven't heard much from investigators beyond the charge itself. Most of the detailed timeline that's been reported so far comes from Brooke's family and the organization assisting her, while UAE authorities haven't publicly laid out why they believe the crime was premeditated. The advocacy group is called Detained in Dubai, and they say their mission is to help foreigners in the UAE legal system and to campaign for fair treatment. So they obviously think that Brooke is not getting fair treatment. And throughout this video, I'm going to be very careful to, separate what's being confirmed and what's being alleged. So with all that out of the way, let's start from the beginning. So you have Brooke George, who's a 23-year-old from Gravesend, Kent, who built a following on TikTok and Instagram by posting lifestyle content, travel photos, and snapshots of, I guess, what looked like a pretty normal life.
Okay.
Before that, she reportedly worked at John Lewis.
She did a little bit of cosplay. She was at her job. What else? It's just she was just chilling. Yeah, just chilling in a room and shit. Okay. So far, it does look normal. Chat, you will never know which ones are the crazy ones. You gotta be careful.
And from the outside, nothing really seemed like she'd find herself at the center of an international criminal case. But earlier this year, she met 26-year-old William Treby online. And according to multiple reports, the two connected through Facebook, quickly started talking, and before long, what began as an online relationship turned into plans to see each other in person. Treby had been living and working in Dubai, and Brooke eventually flew out to visit him.
Her daughter, Brooke, she's only 23. She's very naive. She met this guy on Facebook dating. She went over to Dubai. It was, from her point of
view... Man, people actually using Facebook dating to find people in different countries to date. If I was using a dating app, I'd be searching local. Like, I ain't trying to... What?
It's a whirlwind romance. He's taken her to all the high-end luxury restaurants, taken her to the beach clubs. He arranges for her to have this modelling photo shoot on the beach. She's very proud and happy about all this. Goes back home, tells mum, look, I've met a guy who this could be a man I could spend my future with.
And according to her account, that first trip went really well. She later described it as the time of my life. And I guess between the beaches and the luxury places, it kind of looked like the typical honeymoon phase for an influencer couple. But I guess according to Brooke and her family, that feeling didn't last too long. So the problems didn't really begin until she returned to Dubai for the second visit.
He flies her out again to Dubai, but according to her account, the experience she has is very, very different. She's left alone in an apartment for a lot of the time. There are other people in the apartment. When they do go out, they're accompanied by this other chap.
So she says that William...
Well, I mean, so far it still sounds better than what's going on in Europe. What young girls are dealing with in Europe or in London.
Acted completely different from the man that she'd gotten to know during the first trip. And through statements released to the advocacy group Detained in Dubai,
this says, George alleges that the second visit changed. Detained in Dubai said she became alarmed after the man allegedly became controlling and abusive, and after she discovered he had booked only a one-way ticket for her.
Brooke alleges that he became controlling and abusive, and that little things started making her feel like something was not right whatsoever. So one of the biggest red flags was apparently discovering that he'd only booked her a one-way ticket to Dubai. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign.
And you took it without even noticing. Oh, you just grabbed the ticket. You just grabbed the ticket and left. You just grabbed the ticket, grabbed your bags and left. Damn, that sucks. That is sus though. Like, hold on, this is one way. Also, when you're at the airport, don't they say, so your ticket's one way to Dubai? What up, Rockstar Games? 1, 2, 3. How did I forget about you? I'm still playing GTA 3 later. So ha.
Brooke's family also claims that she realized that he had her passport, making it way harder for her to just simply leave and fly home whenever she wanted. And again, these are allegations that haven't been proven in court, but they're central to Brooke's account of what happened next. So her mother says that she noticed a change almost immediately. During Brooke's first visit, she sounded excited and happy whenever they spoke. But on the second trip, those phone calls became very different. According to her mother, Brooke was quieter than usual and seemed very anxious. She also...
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. When you're at the gate, when you're in the airport and you're turning in a ticket, aren't they gonna say? Don't they normally say, "Oh, okay, one way to Dubai"? And you'd be like, "Wait, what?" Wouldn't she be like, "Hey, what? One way? No, it's supposed to be round trip. I guess they don't, or they didn't for her.
Said that her daughter kept insisting that everything was fine, but she could tell something had changed. Then came a phone call that, looking back, has become one of the most important parts of the family story.
Okay, what's
so
up?
Her mother says that Brooke...
All right, so it says, in a separate LBC report, Teresa said Brooke sounded terrified when they spoke around the time of the incident. She said one of Brooke's eyes appeared badly swollen and beginning to close. Damn.
Was crying uncontrollably. She sounded terrified and repeatedly said that she wanted to come home. She also says that she could see one of Brooke's eyes was swollen and beginning to close. And around the same time, Detained in Dubai said Brooke had started telling friends that things weren't right and that she needed to get out of Dubai. So the organization also said that Brooke became concerned that she had been lured there under false pretenses, though there's been no public evidence released by investigators supporting this claim. So, I mean, regardless of whatever was happening behind closed doors, it's clear that, at least at this point, the relationship Brooke had described as the time of her life was, at least according to her account, pretty much over. And now, she wanted to escape. Then came the night that changed both of their lives forever. So the two went out together the evening to McCafferty's Bar in Jumeirah Village. Brooke alleges that after William had been drinking, an argument broke out and he became violent on the drive back to the apartment. Brooke claims that the assault continued once they got home. And at some point, she says that she decided she needed to leave Dubai altogether. And Brooke managed to arrange a flight back to London with the help of her friends. But there was one major problem. She still needed her passport. They say that she returns to the apartment to collect it, believing that she could just grab her stuff and head straight to the airport. But what happened next is obviously the main part of this entire case, because Brooke says that she was crying, begging for a passport to be returned, when William allegedly attacked her again. She claims that she was punched repeatedly, feared for her life, and reached for a kitchen knife that was within arm's reach. And William then lost his life after being stabbed. But the question is, why? Brooke says she acted in self-defense because she believed that she was in
Repeat that shit.
her case, because Brooke says that she was crying, begging for a passport to be she decided she needed to leave Dubai altogether. And Brooke managed to arrange a flight back to London with the help of her friends. But there was one major problem. She still needed her passport. They say that she returns to the apartment to collect it, believing that she could just grab her stuff and head straight to the airport. But what happened next is obviously the main part of this entire case, because Brooke says that she was crying, begging for a passport to be returned, when William allegedly attacked her again. She claims that she was punched repeatedly, feared for her life, and reached for a kitchen knife that was within arm's reach. And William then lost his life after being stabbed. But the question is, why? Brooke says she acted in self-defense because she believed that she was in danger. Dubai prosecutors, however, have charged her with premeditated, and that's where this case becomes very difficult to look at. Publicly, authorities haven't really explained what evidence led to them to conclude the crime was premeditated. They have.
Okay, so we don't even have all the evidence. What else? What other evidence are they withholding that we don't know they're withholding? You know, the unknown unknown. And what? I don't know. Something seems off. It's just like, but of course, we're only gonna hear one side of the story because it's just her side. Since he's dead. I don't know, man. I don't know. Something seems off. I can't quite like put my finger on it. You know what I'm saying?
Haven't released a detailed account of the incident or laid out the theory behind the charge, and they're also pursuing one of the most serious criminal charges possible under UAE law. After the crime, Brooke made her way to the Dubai International Airport to board a flight back to London that had been arranged with the help of her friends, but she never got on that plane. In the early hours of June 22nd, she was stopped by authorities and arrested. Before long, she was formally charged with premeditated and taken into custody. Brooke's family says that when she was arrested, she still had visible injuries from what they claim happened earlier that night.
Things are very, very different over there.
So she did have visible injuries. And I mean, sometimes, well, not sometimes. It's only sometimes women be lying, not all the time. That's why I have to hesitate and understand what's going on before I can make a decision whether to believe it or not.
according to the family, and there's this the organization detained in Dubai, she hasn't had access to a lawyer. She's been asked to sign things in Arabic that she doesn't understand. Even in her battered and bruised state, she was strip searched in a room only by men. Some of them are filming this process. So it's not the standard of justice in the process that you'd get over here.
And these allegations have not been publicly addressed by the UAE authorities, or the UK's Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office has only said that it's assisting a British woman detained in the UAE, supporting her family and communicating with local authorities. And as news of this case spread, people online quickly picked a side.
And it's the UK Foreign Office? I mean, well, yeah, they should be able to. I hope they help her.
Some looked at the headline, a young influencer accused of stabbing her boyfriend, and assumed the case was open and shut. But I don't think this case is that straightforward, because once you look into this, it's a way bigger mess than what I guess the influencer headline seems like, which is why I wanted to cover the story. Because obviously you have to consider Brooke's injuries, her family's account, and the allegations of abuse. The argument on that side is that the investigators should be treating her as a possible victim of domestic violence, rather than assuming that she was the aggressor here. The problem is that the public still doesn't have very many answers that would normally help make sense of a case like this. Like, we haven't seen any evidence other than Brooke's side of the story. And honestly, without that, it's hard to really understand how investigators came to this conclusion. As journalists started digging into both Brooke's and Williams's backgrounds, more information about William started coming out. So according to reports in the UK, the 26-year-old had previously been convicted in 2023 of wounding and common assault. And he also got a suspended prison sentence for that. He was also reportedly due to stand trial next year as one of the several people charged following a Kent police investigation into conspiracy to supply, contraband, some of that white powder and the leaf. Obviously, I want to be careful here because this is
the leaf. I mean, I can't believe the leaf is considered contraband in so many places still. It's just a plant. It grows like that. And if you so happen to set it on fire, there are some side effects. That's it.
important. None of that really tells us what happened inside that apartment in Dubai. Obviously, just having a criminal record doesn't mean that someone automatically was the aggressor here, but also at the same time, it's also a part of the public record. And it's one of the reasons some people argued that Brooke's allegations deserve to be investigated rather than just simply dismissed. And obviously, William's family are also dealing with a tragedy of their own. His sister wrote that he wasn't just her brother, but also her best friend. His mother said that she was broken and promised that her family would keep his memory alive. This is all just an important reminder that regardless of how this case ends, one dude lost his life, and another woman is now sitting in a Dubai jail awaiting trial with the worst possible punishment hanging over her head. And now this case moves into a new phase where the courts, not social media, will have to decide which version of events is supported by the evidence. And
she's in Dubai, fam. Like, Dubai is like, she killed a man. She's probably not gonna be able to get much help, to be honest. Yeah, nah, she's not, I don't think she's gonna get much help at all, chat. Cause and women say that here they have it bad, but they don't understand when it's like in other countries where women are actually, you know what I'm saying, oppressed and shit, bro. She's in Dubai and she killed him, and she killed him. Well, she killed a man, bro. This ain't the same like America.
this is currently where we're stuck because Brooke, she's a 23-year-old British woman who's now found herself stuck in the UAE with the worst possible charge. If she's ultimately
she's probably done. She's probably done.
Convicted of this charge, reports say that she could face penalty by firing squad. That's crazy and absolutely not something you hear every day. Obviously, that's worst case scenario, but you know, regardless of what she gets, she's still potentially facing the rest of her life in jail. And she's currently claiming self-defense. She's 23 years old, she's thousands of miles from home, and her entire future now depends on what a court decides happened during a matter of minutes inside of one apartment. So whether you believe Brooke's version of events or think the prosecutors have evidence the public haven't seen yet, I think everyone can agree that this is an awful situation to be in. And this is why I think this case deserves deserves to be looked at very carefully instead of reduced to just a headline, which is, again, why I wanted to cover this video. Because, again, the headline is just so shocking. Currently, Brooke is still in custody in Dubai. According to her family, they're raising money for legal costs while trying to get a good representation in the UAE, and the British government has confirmed that it's in contact with local authorities and is providing support to Brooke. If this case does go to trial, the court will have to answer the question that everyone online has already been arguing about. Was this deliberate, or was this an act of self-defense? Right now, we have no idea to know. You do have to be a special kind of stupid, though, to travel to the UAE and commit premeditated, though. But
yeah.
Again, currently...
Also, to not notice the ticket was one way, but I digress. Honestly, the ticket being one way is a huge flag, a huge red flag. Like, and he bought the ticket for her, so you know what I'm saying? Like, why? And she really should have. Did the person at the airport not be like, so one-way ticket, one-way ticket to Dubai? Like, no time small talk, no kind of one-way ticket to Dubai? Is that what? All right, cool. It's one way, no mention of one way to Dubai at all. While she was at the airport for her to click and be like, wait, what? You still get on it? Like, if you were still at the gate, still in America, or not America, because she's from England, I think. England soil, still in the UK. Would you still get on the plane even after realizing the ticket was one way? The ticket that someone else bought for you was one way. Did you still get on the plane? Or did you try and be like, messaging them like, why is the ticket one way? And they would probably be like, oh, well, no, I'll just get you another one you give over here. Blah, blah, blah.
We're only sitting with Brooke's side of the story. But obviously, as more evidence comes out, the picture could easily change. There may be witness statements, forensic evidence, phone records, or even surveillance footage. But for now, Brooke is still saying that she acted in self-defense, and prosecutors maintain that she committed premeditated. And I guess, again, until more information is made public, that's really where this case stands. So hey, what do you guys...
But think about the evidence there they might hide from the court. Like, you know what I'm saying? Evidence that police could bury is because they feel some type of way. Well, chat, that is that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, fam. Like I said, she's in Dubai. Dubai is not very lenient on women like we are here in America. It's a different country, obviously, but let me know what y'all think in the comments below. She could be in trouble, fam. Anyway, that's it. Peace and much love to you.